I would have tried to be more curious in high school.
Maybe, yeah, travel more often.
Probably work harder at school.
Um, Probably would have liked to have taken a gap year instead of going straight into uni.
I currently study arts law, and I wish I had done like commerce law because arts is kind of like it's interesting, and I totally respect people who study it, but it's pretty useless in terms of like employment and stuff.
Okay, so I gave up my banking job to do music. So maybe I wouldn't even have gone into banking. Like if I had realized earlier, I would have like just done music from the start, I think. Yeah.
Whether or not I retire and what I'll do after I retire.
I don't know if I'm going to have a job beyond June because I work for the ABC and there could be cuts.
My girlfriend's overseas, and that's pretty hard at the moment, not seeing her for a year.
After doing music, sometimes like I think sometimes you feel lost because you know when you're a freelancer, sometimes you have jobs, sometimes you don't, and then sometimes you're always like looking to better yourself, and sometimes you have self-doubt and stuff.
Mine would be like self-discovery as well, like trying to know what exactly you want and like how to go about it.
Anything? Okay, yeah. Only last weekend I do martial arts, and I came first in the open division, so advanced in the New South Wales Championships.
Went to the top of Table Mountain after trying to do it 4 times.
Oh, I could say I smoked out of an apple bong recently for the first time. That was cool. It worked really well.
Oh, I recently went on a like friends trip to Melbourne, and because I've got like pretty strict parents, like I've never been able to go on like a trip just with my friends. So
Was that your first time? I didn't.
yeah, to Melbourne. So it was so fun.
Last year I went on a solo trip. I went to America. Actually, I'm from Singapore. I'm not from here. So yeah, I went to America. I did a performance there, but I spent 2 weeks just like roaming and exploring by myself. I think I really enjoyed just being with your own thoughts.
Probably, competing in a full contact tournament.
Probably the first time I went hang gliding.
First time I asked a girl out for a date was probably the scariest.
Surf 5 foot at a reef break near my house in Newcastle.
I went through like the haunted house at Universal Studios, and that's the scariest thing I've ever done.
I don't know, maybe quitting my job to pursue what I really want to do.
Walking past a bar in Mainz, in Frankfurt, and he was sitting there with a group of other people and talking, and that's where I met him.
I met my boyfriend through a friend. They worked together, and I actually hated everyone she worked with. So I was like, no, I really don't want to hang out with these people. And 2.5 years later, we're living together, and he's not horrible.
Tinder.
My ex now. We met like refereeing basketball.
We were in the same class in junior college. We only got together like 5 years after that, maybe 6 years after that. Yeah.
Quite rebellious. I was getting in trouble a lot. I wasn't one of those, teenagers who just try to defy everything, but I just caused a lot of trouble.
Going, sporty, did my work, but not really as solidly as I should have.
Pretty quiet? Yeah, I was a bit of a nerd, I guess.
Very quiet, very frizzy hair, big glasses, very nerdy.
Same as I am now, like half concentrated on studies, half socialising and stuff.
I was pretty reserved and like obedient and stuff.
Really nerdy, studied extremely hard. Yeah. I was like prefect, all this kind of stuff.
Probably making mistakes in public in front of someone.
High school.
Don't really like talking about the girls I'm seeing with other people.
Probably my mum, when she gets angry in front of friends at me.
Doing like really retarded, awkward things, like I don't know, like mixing people up with each other and like, thinking a random's my friend and hugging them and being like, oh, it's the wrong person, sorry.
Going back to studies. Probably, going to uni.
Probably to go back to the career that I'm in, that I'm just about to clock up 30 years in after leaving it and going back to it.
Going on exchange to France, definitely.
I feel like mine's really work-centered, but becoming a nurse has been the best thing in my life so far.
I was going to do engineering studies at uni, but then I decided to do vet science instead. I think that was a really good decision because it interested me a lot more and I like animals more, and engineering was boring.
putting 110% like into my HSC. Like, even though it's not the end of the world, like knowing that you're gonna your best shot is the best thing.
Mine would be quitting my job because I'm really a lot happier now doing music than I was in banking.
Usually their eyes and their whether or not they're smiling.
Shoes.
How approachable they feel.
If they smile a lot or not.
How hot they are.
I wouldn't necessarily say you can control your own destiny, but you can certainly set the road for it.
Yes, but it's not as easy as it sounds.
To an extent, but there's always something outside your control.
No, I don't think so. Like, even though we do have choice and all that, we are brought up by certain and influenced by certain things that we can't help, like our parents and the school we went to. Like, sometimes we can't even help those things. So in a way, we are sort of shaped by like what we're born into.
I think to a certain extent you can. So like, I guess I could have stayed in banking for the rest of my life, but also then I could have decided to do music. But also it depends on luck and where you at and the opportunities that you get along the way. I think that one is out of your control.
Hope so. I've got a lot of wine to drink.
No, except for retirement, no.
No.
No, I don't think so.
I'd like to think so, but sometimes, like, I'm sort of like have to see it to believe it.
When I was younger, I found an injured bird on the street and took it in and nursed it back to health.
Well, I have, but I mean, it's neither here nor there. It's just everyday life.
Not really. I mean, there's like lost kids in the street where you find their parents, but that's hardly heroic.
Just what I would normally do at work. Occasionally it happens outside of work and I just do the same thing I would do if it was there.
I don't think so, but like maybe I have. I just didn't realize it.
It wasn't really heroic, but like I always like help. Like, I'm always the sober, like usually the sober person, so I have to like take care of them, like being sick and stuff.
Maybe Nelson Mandela. In short, he spent 27 years of his life in jail, and also he teaches you a lot about forgiveness, because if he's ready to do that long in jail and forgive the people who put him in there, you can forgive anyone for what they've done.
Older brother, probably. I don't know, I've just always looked up to him. He always tends to make the right decisions.
Going with the cliche answer today. My parents, they're really good role models. I think they both represent different things I want in life. My dad's really hardworking. My mom's very emotional, so take a bit from both.
Actually, I'd change that to my mum. She's a gun.
Probably my dad. He always seems to know what to do and have the right decisions.
I guess, I don't know, I admire a lot of the female singer-songwriters.
Probably living overseas. I went to an international school, and we had a sleepover club there one night, so...
My mother, who I lost when I was young. There's just something there that it's just that little memory, and I was only young. I was only 2. So, and I've had a stepmother and all the rest of it, but yeah, there's just that one little memory.
First kiss.
Mine would just be how I feel doing nothing at home, chilling out with my boyfriend.
Oh, probably the trip I did to Africa with my family. I thought that was really special. Just saw where Dad grew up and went to all the game parks, saw the different animals and stuff. I thought that was really cool.
For me, I can't think of an exact one, but it would be something where my whole family is there, like just 5 of us.